It was a project that was always on the back burner of my mind. And I guess I need to start here with overcoming drug addiction and suicide, depression, things a lot of people deal with. There was something that has always been a huge part of my life, and it's been pornography. And, you know, I don't want to say or think that I'm a sex addict. That was a huge part of my life. And sometimes everything focused around sex, not just with women, but with magazines or videos or, you know, whatever. I was that guy. And the funny thing is, I really used to think I was alone at that. It's a tough situation for a lot of guys. You know, it's a difficult subject. It's an embarrassing subject. And on top of that, it can control your life. For me, that was one of the hardest things, and still a challenge for my life, a temptation that I have to control, I have to be so careful of, that it was basically running my life. The internet, it's like the Wild West, because there's no laws, rules, regulations, or it doesn't seem that way if there is. You can pretty much find anything you want. For me, pornography ruled my life, and it got to be such a controlling factor that I would depend on it. And I remember lots of nights staying up, and you know, my wife Veronica would go to bed, and I would stay up and I'd be just searching for stuff. My curiosity would get to me, and that went on for about a year. I was great for a while, and I would come back once a month, 2 or 3 times a month, and come back, and then pretty soon it was every night again. It was that addicting factor. You know, as I was getting smarter on a computer, I could figure out you can erase things. Just got to the point where she found out again and called me on it. My wife and I had to have a sit-down talk. And even after that, pornography haunted my life. We got back on the computer, went through a great website, xxchurch.com, has an accountability system for your internet. It felt such a relief to get called out on that subject, and it felt like my little secret nightmare was over. The feelings that you have of being kind of alone, discouragement, shameful, going, man, I'm doing this again. It's 10 o'clock at night, now it's 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, I've been up all night looking at porn sites. God, why can't I just stop? I got to the point where I wanted to battle the subject in a way, somehow. Whatever your sin is what you rage against, in a way. And for me, it's like I can never kick pornography. And there's advertising now that's tempting. You know, what's your definition of porn? You know, what are you using? Does it necessarily have to be hardcore? Or is it a catalog, magazine, Sears, something? I got to the point where, you know, maybe it'd be cool to start something, just to create something, you know, based on a situation that I've been through. Nobody else, you know. I don't want to stereotype anybody else or judge anybody else. And, you know, for that matter, God didn't call us to be attorneys or definitely not a judge. He called us to be witnesses. So I can't speak for somebody else, but I can speak for somebody that might be going through the same situation. This idea is something that would never leave my heart. I can't deny the fact of how peaceful I feel about taking a challenge on this subject. So I started creating these movie scripts, or, you know, storyboards, just something that was on my mind, maybe a way to show how pornography reaches people in different aspects, different areas, different ages, different cultures, you know, everybody in their lives, and how it's so prevalent in our society, you know, different ways through even MySpace advertising. Kind of gets drawn attention to this advertising that takes them in a whole other direction that they don't want to go. Try to think up creative ways to challenge people in their thinking, and use a lot of my life and how I've dealt with this subject through marriage and through just being a guy, you know, walking down the mall, and really focus on challenging people to filter pornography out of your life. You know, don't be held back. Let's make a stand. Let's do something about it. If it's in your church, let's have an accountability group, or let's have a system where you have a safe place to go. There needs to be a way to not only challenge people, but help people relate that there's other people out there that are dealing with the same thing. As putting this project together, the more and more people I talk to, the more and more people deal with the same situation I've been in. Wanting to create awareness and openness. With this project, it's called White Collar Sideshow, and I don't think that there's a lot of people out there building a relationship with them, and that's what I want to do with this. What I would like is to create something to where people would realize they're not alone, that so many men out there and women deal with porn as such a secret. It's so addictive that there is a way out through accountability, through openness, being honest, getting it off your chest. And that's what I would like to create. I want to make a stand. You know, I want to put my fist in the air and say, it's a new day. My slate is clean. That's my sideshow, pornography.